So I had quit drinking when I was 17, and I just knew how isolating it can be if that's what your social network it revolves around. So I knew when I was 17 how hard it was. You know, you're told, you know, find new people, places, and things to have a better group around you, not you know, not be a little hooligan. And you know, it's challenging as a young adult. Where do you find new people? Where do you find new things? And I remember hearing early on when I first got into CrossFit, some people that are in recovery and sponsoring other, you know, people in recovery, they would recommend like, hey, join a CrossFit gym.
Show of hands, who wants to do the conditioning to start out? 1, 2, you guys are all good on, you want to jump in? You want to do the conditioning, I know you do.
Nate does.
I'll do whatever. 10, 15 minutes. You can make it as hard as you want. So we'll have the clock beep every minute. So once a minute it will beep. The first beat you do, say, like 10 calories. The next beat you do 11. The next one you do 12 until you fail.
Okay.
So it gets really hard really quickly.
I don't like that word fail. Or hard.
Yeah, or hard. So we'll do that. Whenever you're done, we can jump into a bench press. I have sets written up 12, 8, 6, 4, 2. So as your reps come down, weight goes up. And then the last piece, we'll all do it together. It'll be 10 down to 1, so 55 reps of each. So you do 10 burpees, 10 box step overs, then 9 and 9, 8 and 8, 7, 7. So it's 55 total reps. Let's grab a machine. We can handle this thing out real quick.
You're replacing one habit with another one that has better outcome, better everything. But also, as a young adult, it's like, I think it's the best place to meet new people. Rarely are you going to meet somebody that, you know, takes care of themselves physically and they're not taking care of other aspects of their lives. It feels good. You start taking care of your body. You start caring about other aspects of your life.
So Matt, what's the calorie count?
So I'm probably going to just go from 10 calories up to 20. So first round, pull 10 calories. Next beat, you pull 11 calories, then 12. Dave, you're going to start at 5?
I'll start at 6.
6? All right. Yeah, so just pick a number. The first couple rounds should feel very easy. We'll cap it at 10 minutes. So if you make it to the 10-minute mark, we'll just call it. All right? Kick her off. Going in 10.
I got aggressive.
Are you warm now?
I'm very warm, among other things. See, I couldn't do that unless I'm doing it with people.
Same.
I wouldn't be able to push myself like that.
Matt is one of those that he likes to train by himself.
When you do stuff like that,
You know why?
Because there's nothing scarier than what I can make up here.
but are you in the workout when you're doing it, or are you thinking about what you're doing today or other stuff to get your mind off the pain? Are you in the workout mentally too?
So when something starts really hurting, like tail end of that, I hyper focus on what hurts. So whether it's my lungs, my legs, whatever it is, I hyper focus on that. Just realize like, oh, it doesn't hurt that bad. It doesn't hurt enough to quit. And so, you know, like when your lungs are big, it's like, all right. But like once you get your breathing on a rhythm, so it's almost hypnotic. It's like therapeutic. You just get into like a meditation zone. And so if every stroke you're breathing same spot, same sound, same everything, it helps the time click by so fast.
And so it started with one friend that I knew from recovery. And then I was like, you know, just invite whoever you want. And then they invited some friends. And then once they became regulars, they invited some friends. So at this point, I don't even know who's in recovery, who's not. But you know, we've gotten to meet some incredible people. Like earlier we were talking, so like one of the gentlemen, I was talking about my flying and he's like, oh, I'm working on my commercial pilot's license right now. So it's like, oh, fantastic. So, you know, we have that commonality. And then today he was telling me, he's like, oh, I took up Oliver the other day in the flight. So it's networking, it's meeting new people, it's creating a better habit. It's just fun. It's something to look forward to. It's a good way to kick off the day, a good way to kick off your weekend.
What are you guys doing next?
Just some regular flat bench, 12 down to 2, increasing on weight as you go.
I just moved to Vermont, and a friend of mine introduced me to Matt, and I've been coming ever since. It's great. Why not take advantage of a blessing like this?
Right?
No brainer, dude. All you gotta do is show up.
Every Saturday, huh? With the boys?
Every Saturday. I told my job that I couldn't work Saturdays because of this, and the GM of my dealership knows Matt, so she was like, oh, you're going with Matt? All right, you got Saturdays off. She knows how special this is.
Did you do any CrossFit before this?
Never.
Never?
It's my first introduction to CrossFit, and I'm learning right the first time.
Can't beat that, huh?
Can't beat that. Oh, I'm blessed for it, man. I was always intimidated by it. My joints aren't that great, but the more I do this, the better I'm feeling. I'm just pushing through stuff. It's great.
What's going on over here today? When are you going to jump in with us?
Dude, not today.
No.
You come here every Saturday?
Every Saturday, yeah, since day one. Matt set it up. He said, bring whoever you want, the more the merrier. Let's get some guys together and do some work. So he's been great. Even when he's not here, he gives us the keys to the gym. So works out pretty good. Matt's getting after it with us.
You got your box and dumbbells?
No, yeah. No, definitely not.
Yeah, we meet new people. Sometimes there's 3 of us here, sometimes there's 15. All kind of just depends on the day. And then usually we'll go out for coffee or breakfast after and kind of shoot the shit for a bit. But I've had conversations with other people, and I've made friends in the CrossFit space, and it's one of those things where it's like, you're like, oh, I'm clicking with this person for some reason. You don't know why, and just like, oh, we just get along. And then you find out, oh, they've been sober, 5 years, 10, whatever it is. And it's like, oh, okay, we have something similar up here. And I remember hearing one of the guys, so he sponsored people in the program. So he was a sponsor to his sponsees. And so typically in the program, you'll hear it a lot, especially with beginners, doing a 90-90. So you're doing 90 meetings in 90 days. And a lot of people look at it as like a punishment, like, oh, it's so grueling. But the whole point of it is to force a new person to try different meetings, try meeting different people, and it's just find the meeting that you like. That's, the area works, the time works, the topics work, the people, everything clicks. So that's the whole purpose of doing a 90-90. And then one of my friends told me, he was like, oh, when I got a sponsor, I recommended them doing a 90-90, but for working out with CrossFit. And he was like, all it did was just force them into a different gym every day, find out what you like, find out the type of exercise that you like. And most times CrossFit kind of checks all the boxes. But then it's very similar. How I look at it as like high school football. There's half the dudes on the team I would probably never cross paths with. We just don't have anything else in common other than football. But because we have that commonality with football, we have this I don't want to say mutual hate for the coach, but whoever's in charge kind of putting you through the workouts or the drills, whatever. And it's like this mutual suffering. And so then you create these bonds with these people that if you were just sitting in a classroom all day, you'd probably never even strike up a conversation. So kind of the same thing with doing group workouts. It's that commonality, it's that common group suffering. And then the part I like the most is the 20 minutes before class and the 20 minutes after class of just kind of shooting the breeze. You kind of all have an icebreaker, so conversation is a little bit easier. And then it's like, what are you up to this weekend? So yeah, I think I love it. I put it out to a couple friends, and then it was like, hey, more the merrier. We have plenty of space, and So it's fun getting to meet new people, hear their stories, figure out what their goals are. Like,
Yeah, so we're doing 10 down to 1 of burpees and box step overs with dumbbells. So 10 burpees, 10 box step overs, then 9 and 9, 8, 8, all the way down to 1 and 1. All right, going in 10 seconds. That's a Saturday workout.
what was super cool, one of the first ones, and so it's like you're meeting everyone for the first time. Like none of these people know the gym they're showing up to. It's just like one friend was like, hey, Saturday morning, meet us here. And there's one gentleman, super cool. He does acrobatics. So he's like the base, like throwing the flyer up and all that stuff. And he fell in love. Like we finished our first workout, and I think it hit him in the teeth pretty good. And after, he was like, hey, where do I sign up? And I was like, sign up for what? And he was like, I want to do this every day. Like, where do I sign up at the front desk? And I was like, we're not that type of gym. So I was like, hey, there's this gym right down the road, and he had met one of the owners of the gym, comes in and trains with us. So I was like, go there, you'll have it every day.
Are you the app guy?
I brought the video. We were trying to figure out, like, let's just do like a quick ab burner. Let's do a quick ab burner. I looked at him, I was like, you clearly have an ab routine. And so he pulls up like the old infomercial tape, and it is a burner. All right, we ready? Who's with us? Nate? Nate, you in? You in?
How many times a week you do that?
This makes 4.
This week?
Yeah. So I do mine Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then today's just a bonus. Yeah. Two, 3, 16, 17, 18.
Did you come here every Saturday?
Yeah, for about 8, 9 weeks now.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome. These guys have been doing it for a lot longer, but I just got turned on to it. So.
How do you hear about it?
Just the group that we're in, and they talk about it, and they say, hey, anybody who wants to can come and join us on Saturday mornings, and Matt set it all up. It was great.
But yeah, so like O'Keefe and I were friends for a couple of years before we realized. And it was actually my dad that brought it up to me. Like, I think O'Keefe said something to my dad that like kind of, my dad was like, not many people use that phrase, And my dad decided, he's like, hey, when you're on the road with O'Keefe, like if you guys go out to dinner, like, will he have a beer? And I was like, kind of thinking about it, I'm like, no, but once again, in the CrossFit space, like it's not that rare of like people not drinking for the health benefits, not because they had an issue with it. I asked O'Keefe, I was like, hey, are you sober? He's like, yeah, why? I was like, I quit drinking, right? And he was like, no, I had no idea. And I was like, yeah, I have the Serenity Prayer tattooed on my arm. Like, and he was like, oh my God, like how did I not connect those dots? And I was like, I didn't connect them either, so. I know when I was trying to make life changes, and everyone tells you to change people, places, and things, and as a young adult, it's, you know, it's not like you're in high school and you're plopped in a room and with 25 other kids your age, and it's like, all right, I'll talk to somebody here. You know, that kind of hit me hard when I was done with weightlifting, and then I went to university, and I was a bit older than everyone else, didn't really click with them, and I'm so thankful I found a CrossFit gym. It's the community, it's the mutual suffering, it's the, you know, everyone's there for the same reason. It's everyone's trying to be better in some form or fashion. Everyone's trying to better themselves in some way, whether it's they want to look better, feel better, you know, whatever. So it's like you're immediately plopped into a room with, you know, 20 to 50 like-minded people, and then it's, don't be scared to put out your hand. Don't be nervous to introduce yourself to someone. I remember my first day taking a CrossFit class, you know, seeing AMRAP written up on the board, seeing what a thruster, I didn't know what any of it was. And it's like everyone had their first day. Everyone in there at some point had to ask what an EMOM was. So you're not on your own. You're not you're going to embarrass yourself. Nothing. Ask questions. And I remember my dad actually gave me this advice one time, because like I used to train by myself. This is when I was in like middle school, high school, and I'd be working out by myself. And you know, I know that when I'm in the gym, I'm very serious. I have a very stern resting face. I have headphones in. So, you know, once again, not approachable. And my dad used to say, he's like, oh, it's like, you know, a really easy way to get to know somebody, or just have that icebreaker, ask them for help. Like if you're benching, ask a stranger, hey, like, do you mind just watching this set? And then it's a very easy, hey, how's it going? Introduce yourself, very easy, thank you, you know, appreciate it, I see you in here every Tuesday type thing. Like, it's a very easy way, and it's like, if you're asking for help, it puts their guard down, you know, you're not being intimidating, you're showing that like, hey, you're going to help me here. So I kind of always use that trick, you know, I didn't realize how much that stuck with me, but no, that was my go-to to kind of introduce myself to people, was just ask them for, you know, the smallest favor, but it's the icebreaker.
I've done like CrossFit type stuff in some of the gyms where I've trained, but I've never done like legit CrossFit. The thing that I love is, since COVID, I've been pretty much completely remote, so I work out in my own gym in my basement. So for me, this is just fun to come and work out with other people, you know?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so this is like my Saturday fun day. And they're like, what do you want to do, guys? I'm like, whatever's on that board, man. Whatever's on that board.
We've been doing this for about over a year, I think.
Yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
Thursday morning.
just about. Every once in a while we miss one, but
And by myself.
yeah, and Matt travels a little bit, but yeah, I would say majority of the Saturdays we're here. It's awesome. Yeah, it's I don't know, a really good group of guys. So it's probably my best day of the week.
Everyone had their first day in the gym. No matter how convinced you are, you see everyone else, they all know each other, they know where the equipment is, all that shit. You shouldn't know. It's your first time. Why would you know? So ask plenty of questions, meet as many people as you can. It's okay that it's intimidating. It's okay that it's supposed to be hard. It's okay that you don't feel secure, but it's like, even if it goes as terribly as possible, in an hour you're gonna be sitting in your car driving home and it's all over, so nothing lost. If you're going through it right now, you're in the mix, you're in the blows of life, I recommend find a gym. Find a group fitness-based gym. The phone call when you're having a hard time is the hardest. That phone weighs 5,000 pounds and it's almost impossible to pick it up, because I'm like anyone else. In my head, I'm like, I don't want to inconvenience my friend. I don't want my friend to think I'm a loser and I don't have everything going for me. I don't want to show weakness or insecurity. It's the most common thing. But as soon as you say something about it, do something about it, that's when other people come forward of like, oh, I had the same thing, you know, last year, and I did X, Y, Z, and it's like, you're not an inconvenience. Those are your friends. That's what they're there for, to lean on good times and bad. So don't be shy, pick up the phone, talk to somebody. It takes some time. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't, you know, don't get discouraged after your first class or a week of classes of like, I haven't made a friend yet or met somebody yet. Give it time, make it part of your routine, and then once you're a regular face there, people start treating you like a regular face there.